more if they get levels on the sounds early.
I think they can contest Axe.
It's an off
contest Jug's farm though.
Zion Axe.
Okay, are they
the genuine Molten Claw?
These lanes are not predictable for EHOME. That's another thing to keep. They don't really know what Secret's going to do. So they put Zion Axe, and that means S4 is on the Bristleback, which I don't think we've seen yet. They might swap. I don't know if it's just a mind game or not, but
I've seen S4 play Bristleback before.
Yeah.
Brian, do you have time to check stats on S4 Bristleback, please? Thank you very much.
Man, this is a really, from a drafting standpoint, I think this is the game I'm most excited about so far in the tournament.
Yeah.
I really want to see this EHOME lineup work.
After seeing some very questionable drafts yesterday,
Yeah.
I don't know if you were you here by the last couple games.
I was upstairs.
Yeah, there were the Tongfu game had a very weird draft, and the last Cloud9 game also had very weird drafts. One.
Twice ever. One game was in December 2013 with Alliance, and one was in November. Which one did he win? The one with Alliance.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
Okay.
So his
Versus thingy, chess set
Thingy? I think that's Ice, right?
Timberthaw.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
it's Ice's thingy set.
His thingy set, filled with frost and jewels and everything you'd ever want.
It's like a pizza cutter. It's a pizza cutter, right?
30 seconds.
That's what he has in his left hand. A pizza cutter.
I'm fine with that.
Cool, excellent. And with that being said, I'll leave you with Sunsfun and Merlini, which are going to be the lucky guys that are going to cast this game.
Oh,
guys,
yeah.
good luck.
All right, welcome to the game Secret versus EHOME. Let's go over the lineups before we get any further. Secret, looking at Puppy on the support silencer. Arteezy on Tiny, farming Tiny that is. S4 is this, so it's going to be a mid Bristleback in all likelihood, with Kuroki and Zai each playing Io and Axe respectively. And then for EHOME, Ben Merlini Wu.
EHOME, we have DDC on the Witch Doctor, already placing a sentry in the offlane jungle, Yang on the Boots First Juggernaut, Mushi on the solo mid Outworld Devour, Ohio on the solo mid Timbersaw, and Inflame on the Spirit Breaker.
Who just did a ton of damage to Puppy on the silencer. We'll see how this 4-position Spirit Breaker works out. That's actually one of Zai's favorite heroes. That was somebody I was actually questioning whether he'd pick up, but the Axe was obviously going to be for him in all likelihood, and it is. So he's going to be top lane. But right now, we're going to be looking at Spirit Breaker and Witch Doctor transitioning towards bottom against Arteezy. Inflame, he can go 1v1 for now. He has Charge of Darkness, so no points in bash at the moment. So these right clicks, I mean, they still hurt. He has decent base damage overall. Kuroki and Puppy gonna help out their comrade Arms and Arteezy. What do you think about, are you happy to see Kuroki back on support? I haven't really talked to you about that at all.
I've been asked this question before, and it's sad that Kuroki has to play support because he wants to play carry, but that's the thing about the most versatile players. They always have to play support because they're always in the most demand. So, I mean, it's probably sad for him, but it's good for the team.
What do you play?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't.
You switch up a lot.
I know. I try to play core.
You're very versatile, Merlini.
Please no support. Please. So looks like EHOME is trying to shut down Tiny's farm. They can shut him down in all 3 lanes. If he's top lane, Timbersaw can deal with the mid lane. OD will out CS him, and in the bottom lane they have 3 people there. So there are game plans to shut down Arteezy, but at the same time, S4 is getting okay CS in mid, and Axe is getting the better of Timbersaw on top. So it's working out for them now.
Avalanche toss combination is going to bring Witch Doctor very long. First blood's going to go the way of Kuroki. He's getting charged at the moment. Yang still has the Blade Fury to work with. Charge of Darkness is going to connect into a Blade Fury. Is this going to be enough damage to get the kill? A couple more right clicks. He's going to use the tether on a creep. He's going to be okay with the bottle charges. He's just kiting EHOME. Taking a lot of damage. Toss is not up at the moment. And Healing Word will heal back Juggernaut as Arteezy taking some right clicks from Inflame. So far the tri-lane for Secret coming out on top.
It's all the small things adding up at the start. Getting the first 2 bounty runes and then getting that kill so he has boots. Like, it's a really rich EO. It's 2 minutes in. Here he has boots and bottle. That's absurd.
And he just denied the haste rune at the bottom, which EHOME really wanted to get. That is truly unfortunate. But the healing ward is going to be quite nice in this lane, obviously. And especially, ever since they changed the move speed of that healing ward, it just feels like it's so impossible to kill, especially in the early stages of the game. As Zai is just going to creep skip now. And as a result, he's going to be the highest CSer in the game at 16-1. How do you feel about Zai's offlane performances so far, minus the techies?
They've been really good.
Yeah.
Really good. I mean, that's actually what he played before he played support for EG. He was offlane on a little-known American team. And Kuro's back in lane. And, I mean, they aren't able to do too much about Arteezy, especially after the way that things went in the first couple of minutes. And he could easily
Here in charge. It's going to be on top of Kuroki. Arteezy, actually, it's going to be canceled. Doesn't want to go too deep, fearing the combination from Arteezy himself, which is pretty scary to think of. If we look at, we're going to look at top right now, is look at the spin to win. Zai doing a lot of damage to Timber, so he's going to have to pop his health pot. But mid lane is what I wanted to talk about. Bristleback against OD. This is not something you see very often anymore, especially considering OD is kind of fallen out of favor. It's essentially, with enough Astral Imprisonments, one Cool Spray will take about 50% of his mana pool. I mean, he's going to survive, but
he's still getting decent CS because he went Quelling Blade. It's a thing that you'll see some teams do. I've seen like Lifestealer with Quelling Blade trying to match up with OD in the mid lane. Bristleback is somewhat similar, very difficult to kill, decent base damage, and you know, can use your spells once in a while.
Man, EHOME are not getting anything in this bottom lane. The rune, again, this time not denied. Kuroki picks up the invis, and the Juggernaut takes a Curse of the Silent.
There's the charge on top.
Uh-oh, charge onto Zai. Do they have enough damage to take him out?
Absolutely not.
Level 6 on Zai. Timbersaw. Okay, they actually canceled the charge. He's just going to start pulling, it seems.
Yeah, so now you're in this position with Spirit Breaker where he can't really charge any of the 3 lanes. They have already tried on Wisp. Axe is probably going to kill them if they charge them with just 2 people. Actually, here they go.
Well, that new cooldown for charge is pretty nice. They're going to have three attempts at this. All right, Maledict. Okay, this might actually be enough damage. There's the cast. Berserker's called a little late. He's just going to go for as much damage as possible. Here comes Kuroki healing him up. Is this going to be enough to get a kill first? Looks like Zai will finally fall in the end. Kuroki, a nice transition over. Not able to secure any kills, but gets everybody quite low.
Yeah, they have to rotate as 3, I think, to get any kill now. Like 2 people aren't enough to kill Bristleback, so they really just have to keep eyes on the Witch Doctor if at all possible. Puppy recently dropped a ward in mid to try and spot that movement out. I mean, you can't really account for the Spirit Breaker. You just kind of have to guess where he's going to charge. And
Yang has to be super careful in this bottom lane now that he doesn't have his support tools. What do you think about Spirit Breaker as a support in general? I mean, right now he's level 3.
I actually think he's quite strong. Oh, yeah, almost.
Well, the wand is there. Curse of Silent. Oh, Laytree is going to evade all the damage.
I think once you get level 2, he's really good. And his Empowering Haste is also really strong for kiting people. 18% move speed is insane. So, and then on top
do you
of it,
typically go 1-1-1? He went a 2-1, a 2-0-1.
You at least get 1-0-1, and after that it's up to the player. But yeah, I think he's underrated. He's good against the blinkers, obviously. He's decent against BKB.
Arteezy picking up another rune, this time handing it off to S4 in the end. They've gotten pretty much every single important rune there is this game, and that's a pretty big deal, especially considering you have a Wisp. Wait, is that a Bristleback bottle as well as a Wisp bottle, or just the Wisp bottle, just everybody's using these?
It's 2.
2 bottles, very nice. So they're just getting complete rune control. Zai gonna be taking a charge again.
It's a smart build.
He has a vitality booster, so he's gonna have a lot of raw HP now. Here comes the charge of darkness. Are there gonna be any TP support? Nope. He's just going to cancel it.
His positioning and his item choice is really good. He's staying on the far left side so that if they try and go for him, he'll have enough time to react, or Kuro can TP in. And the Vit booster is really nice because he needs extra HP against Whirling Death.
And with all these rotations coming over, the fact that he's such a high level is going to be huge. I mean, even if he was struggling, he could go to the jungle. That's the beauty of somebody like Axe playing in the off lane, but he doesn't even need to at this point. He can survive a 3-man gank, or at least come close. And S4, in all likelihood, will be... Well, he's not going to stack these Ancients now, but that's another thing to look for, is a lot of stacks. Both Bristleback... Actually, Tiny, Bristleback, and Axe do really well with stacks, so expect that to come very shortly. Arteezy working on treads. haven't seen Tiny in that. I mean, it's not as consistent a pick as we've seen, just because everything seems to work really well with Wisp these days. What kind of build do you prefer to see this game for him after the Treads?
Treads.
Well, after okay, Treads, drums,
Treads, drums, Ags.
into Act right away.
And
Okay.
then maybe Manta style is decent versus Jug. It's okay for something. They don't have that much on BKB.
Top lane, cast into Maledict, into charge. EHOME trying to do as much damage. Not lots of pure damage for that shock, and this actually might be enough to kill Zai. There's no rotations over from the rest of his teammates, but still, it takes 3 to kill him. Bottom line, they're not going to get any trade though out of this.
It's going to get a lot more difficult once Kuro hits 6. So Secret needs to prioritize that as much as possible, or they can just send Axe to the jungle so they don't really have to worry about it. But Secret don't necessarily like to give out free farm when they can do something about it.
You were talking about Bristleback getting decent farm in mid, and actually basically has happened with the CS now of OD, which I think you've come to expect, right?
Yeah,
I mean, OD is considered probably top 3 best 1v1 heroes in the game.
You also have to consider that the 2 supports have been missing a lot on EHOME, so he has to play a lot more scared, whereas OD is not really scared of a Wisp or a Silencer coming in, since the Bristle will have no mana.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
He's able to CS a lot more freely because of that. And Secret has also had more runes too, so even though his CS isn't that great, he's had a lot more runes and bounties to work with.
S4 working on his treads as well.
Look at that stacking by Secret.
In the Ancients, or okay.
Safe lane. They have a
man,
tri-stack there.
give it all the Kuroki and Puppy.
Prioritizing a 6 is really important, and Puppies as well.
Yeah, Puppy 6 can be pretty big. And that in combination with the relocate, that is very hard to deal with, in fact. When we talked about how Timbersaw is so good against these melee heroes, but if you can't cast anything, it's literally useless.
Mushi will be going for a non-greedy mech build. I think, I mean, they don't have better late game just because a lot of the heroes don't deal well with BKBs, Timbersaw and OD in particular, whereas Secret has a lot of physical damage and the Wisp Tiny to deal with BKBs. So going into like 30 minutes plus, you don't really want to fight BKB wars. So that means that EHOME has to keep up the pressure and has to fight. And, you know, the mech build is in line with this, and I like the game plan from EHOME.
Once Kuroki hits 6, when do they start actually relocating with Arteezy?
I think they
right
just
away
go with Zai in the top lane. Like, Zai's in the jungle right now because he's died twice. So I think after he gets 6, they can go for a kill there, and then wait for them to go on him, global relocate, call, and then get a couple of
S4 was getting charged, but he has the haste rune bottled, so he's going to be perfectly fine. How fast is charge now? It's faster than haste. It's like 600 something.
650 at level 4.
650, okay.
And look at this already. There's a lot of contention around this stack just because the game's been going so passively. Sentry on sentry.
Indeed. Well, looking at mid lane again, like you said, Mushi going to be... Actually, he's finished with his mech. It's just at base at the moment. And what is EHOME's game plan? I mean, God, Ohio. Oh my God. You just lose a 1v1 battle to Bristleback. Of course, he did have haste, so...
This still should happen. He can TP out if he's at a decent HP.
He must have been low, I think. He must have been low to begin with. As Timbersaw does have point boosters, we can go for Bloodstone relatively early on. But going back to my earlier sentiment, EHOME, what is their plan? I mean, we know Secret wants to relocate, and they have plenty of people to go with Wisp. They have Bristleback, Tiny, and Axe.
The solution to this is to charge on Wisp. So they have to keep track of EO on the map. Like, they're pushed out decently far right now. The problem is Jug is not in a position to fight. So they need more farm on Juggernaut. I'd say they need to get Timbersaw nice and flat so that he can be the counter that he is supposed to be versus Secret's 4-strength lineup. And they need to do a better job.
Attempt a couple of TPs. Nice. Avalanche is going to stop the charge completely. Inflame has no mana. He's level 5, so doesn't have another strike to work with. And it looks like Secret's going to be fine. So 2 rotations from EHOME. All for naught.
Yeah, they have to be really careful about the way Spiritbreaker comes in. Like, he came in from over here, which makes it like really clear. If he came from like over here, I think he'd be more obscured by the trees. It's a little bit of a better angle, but I mean, Secret they're pretty well versed at how to deal with the Spiritbreaker. S4 TPing away, so you know they're not getting caught off guard like you see.
Rune contention. Avalanche is not going to prevent Ohio from getting that bounty. He picks it up, nice and Axe actually. Should have been done with the Vanguard a couple minutes ago. What does he have right now?
I think it's just a casual fit.
Oh, okay.
The Vanguard isn't that strong versus EHOME's lineup. I mean, Juggernaut's, I guess he'll do a lot versus Juggernaut, but OD and Timber, I think the main sources of damage, it won't do anything versus. So, I don't know, things not going very well for EHOME. Secrets, they've limited the damage from the Spirit Breaker. Like, they're somewhat weak lanes, I would say. Like, a Tiny with a tri-lane silencer, Wisp is not that strong. Solo Bristle in the mid and Solo Axe off lane. It's not the strongest lanes, and they weren't able to take advantage of it. So they've weathered the storm pretty well. It's kind of like dealing with a Nyx. You know, if you play enough and you're very experienced, you can limit the damage that they do. And if you can do that, then you can, you know, it's an easy mid game for you.
Right.
So this, I mean, Spirit Breaker is really hurting. He hasn't gotten any kills and he hasn't died, but it's much worse that he's 0 to death, or 0 to kill column rather than 0 to death.
Well, now that he's level 6, perhaps they can set something up, but unfortunately S4 has the buckler. In all likelihood, will be going that Crimson. Actually, is somebody going mech on their team? Maybe it's a mech, in fact. Would you prefer a mech over... I guess it would be a mech if you got buckler first.
I think mech's better here.
Yeah.
Mech's better with Wisp, I would say, too.
Yeah, for sure. But EHOME, the problem with their lineup is they have a hard time catching up. Like Juggernaut, you saw him taking out the Ancients, but it's just one click at a time as opposed to an Axe or a Tiny or a Bristleback that can take out an entire stack relatively easily. And I think a lot of weight is on Mushi's shoulders right now because he is the top net worth in the game, but if you look at the spread, it's mostly Secret and actually Arteezy taking the... They're just flip-flopping left and right, I suppose, but that's the scary thing because Tiny, once he gets that Axe, his farm is going to skyrocket.
Oh, Mushi getting caught out.
Mushi takes him out as well. Avalanche toss combination is going to bring him down. Death Ward is up. Doing a decent amount of damage to the side. Out. The fight looks like he's going to fall. 1-for-1 exchange at the moment in play. Finally gets no Nether Strike, not going to happen. Global Silence, stopping him in his tracks. And down he goes. It's a 2-for-1. 2-for-2 actually. Wisp and the This Avalanche is going to connect on Ohio. Arteezy gets caught a little bit late. Dodging the Chakram really nicely. Takes the Tip Chain to the face. He's all alone. This is a 1v1 battle for the ages. One more right click will do it, and down goes the Timber Saw. Arteezy manning up. Guess I shouldn't be surprised.
I would say it's even more on the OD. Because OD, I mean, OD's not that high of a skill cap hero. I'd say Timber is much more so. He has to like dodge the Axe, he has to stack up reactive armor, he has to go in the back and assassinate the Wisp, and he has to play around Global Silence. I think his job is like much more difficult.
You think a BKB is going to be pretty important for him?
I mean, BKB's okay, but it's I think most people prefer Yules at this point too, especially like using like an Axe to counter initiate, using the back too, so especially if he's tethered, so you can just go for the Wisp. And they let Axe have a lot of free roam. Not that he has Blink, they have a way better initiation. Like EHOME, their jump is not that great, just because the Spirit Breaker can be countered.
Well, the Ward scouting them out, and the Curse of the Silent, which DDC is really hurting from right now. And as a result, they're now going to back off into the jungle.
EHOME's really trying to limit their economy, though. They know they can't really, like, kill them, but they dropped the Sentry Ward here at the Magic Bush, and then, you know, they had the Sentry up here, so they know that Secret is just going to play passively, look for kills with Blink Call into relocate, and then just continue their lead if they can get a kill on a really high priority hero like Mushi, Yang, or Ohio.
Well, they are going to get a tier 1 bot. Charge onto Kuroki. He doesn't have anybody close to him to tether to. Has a relocate, however, actually he might be in range. Is he? Going to be close. Nether Strike's going to apply. Right clicks are here. Somebody TP's in. He's going to tether into the... Okay, that's not a TP. That creeps can't TP, unfortunately. That would be pretty sick.
Requesting assistance, creeps. Please.
Tether is just... I feel like Tether is... It's so freaking good. I'm trying to think of like how I would rank it as far as best skills in the game. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be good on everybody, obviously, but it is just insane. Even with the nerf where it doesn't stun anymore, it's still ridiculously good.
It's good in the hands.
It's a high skill grab. Initiation Zai onto Mushi. Silence is out as well. Avalanche toss combination is way too much damage for Mushi to handle. And he's third in the net worth now.
There's nothing they can do about this initiate, is the sad part, until they get like BKBs or...
That was a global, right?
Yeah, they blink call, relocate global, and there is like almost nothing they can do. Maybe like OD 4 staffs away, but actually that's not even.
Well, that's why I was asking about the BKB. I know it's not really that great, but against the global silence, maybe
he's still gonna die to call plus the right clicks are tiny. I think. Yeah, I don't like the head. the chain is too long. Relocate takes 2.5. Berserker's Call lasts, what, 3.2, I believe? 3.2, and then they follow it with a stun toss. And they can even toss them during BKB, so it's not a guarantee.
Oh, Zai's thinking about the machine. He gets the call out. He gets charged right off the bat, but here comes Arteezy as well. Takes another strike to the face. He's taking so much damage, but here comes Arteezy with that big bad Aghanim Scepter. Not able to get the kill on Inflame. Puppy is here to get the kill on ADC and all of it. Dizzy takes a nice mech from S4, trying to spread out the Omni Slash damage. Not able to get himself the kill. Axe slides back into the game. Puppy gets destroyed with the Sandy's Eclipse. Look at the Arcane Orb doing a lot of damage to S4 as well. Ohio stuck in the wrong place at the wrong time. Dies in the middle of a Timber Chain. In the end, it's a 2-for-1. EHOME's advantage overall, costing a buyback of Zai. But they're going to continue to chase. Is there a toss coming out for onto DDC? He's even going to need it. The slows out. There's the toss. Boom! Zai takes him out. But Arteezy gets... I feel like Zai should be getting credit for that kill, by the way. Like, why is he getting credit for that? He's the one that stomps on his head. And they're going to take a tier 1 for their troubles as well.
Dire's top tower.
So it's 2 for 2 and a buyback, which I would guess is EHOME slightly, but that's without relocating and without a global silence. I think global silence is just going to destroy them these later fights.
Yeah, it's going to be super hard to counter for sure.
Yeah, maybe they get Aegis on the tree and push with it. That might be a better option. And this way they can, you know, just bait all those spells up. They call plus global plus relocate, and then after that they take a fight, 5-man fight with mech. I think that might be a good, really good option for EHOME.
Charge onto Puppy. He is all alone. He has global silence. Not sure if he wants to use it. And I believe he's just going to fall to the ground. Indeed he does. What are your thoughts as Juggernaut is... It looks as if he's building towards an S and Y. I've talked at length with Cinderin about this. What are your thoughts on the item? Are you one of the haters? I mean, it could technically be a basher or something, but...
It's good on heroes that need the move speed, which is very few, but I think Juggernaut and Lifestealer in particular are really easily kited. Especially with, like, you know, Yules being such a common pickup nowadays, like Ghost Scepter, you know, these items can kite them very easily, and it really helps his uptime on targets. Also, it helps them from being chopped down, helps them from being bursted down from the avalanche toss. I think it's a decent item. It's a natural progression for Josh. You don't need the Manta. It dies to cleave. It gets
rid of global silence.
It gets rid of global silence.
That's probably the main benefit.
That is definitely the best part of it, but the illusions themselves aren't going to stay alive.
Yeah,
more spins with Axe,
right.
And there's a time and place for SNY.
I mean,
I think it's
Secret has amazing AoE clear. That's the thing with Aghanims on Arteezy, and like you said, the spins from Zai. I mean, uphill battle for EHOME. I mean, it's only 8-7, but it just doesn't feel that close right now. Can we take a look at the graphs real quick? We could. Our amazing cameraman in Wepis. Looks like Secret's up about 5k in XP. Did we look at gold? did I miss that? Oh, it's the same in gold? Okay. Alright, they're basically identical. Very nice. Wepis, best cameraman EU and US, since you're here right now. Zai still has that. Here's the blink dagger. He's gonna jump into Ohio. There's the combination you're talking about. Relocate, global silence, Ohio. What can he do? Literally nothing. Gets a chop to the face.
Radiant's top tower
And
is
perhaps they go for the tier 1 mid now, which EHOME in all likelihood would just have to give up. Especially to the Arteezy. Okay. The initiation coming again. Death Ward really not doing that much damage, however. Zai kind of isolating himself out, but they don't want to chase him. They're going to go for S4. Tanky is on the target. Takes BKB. Okay. He's going to live, though. He's even bet. That is insane. Apparently a Curry went down 2,500 gold on top. Wushi. Well, Avalanche top combination, unfortunately, can't leave the next side. DDC and all that can chop. Will die regardless of the fact. Flame on the run. No mana to speak of. 4 dead for EHOME. Timbersaw wasn't a good part of that fight because he died earlier. At least to get the deny mid, but... And this is probably going to be a tier 2 mid if they want to really push, but they're going to chase the Juggernaut. Has Mask of Madness, double damage. I don't even know if that's going to help. The Mask of Madness will help him get away. They're going to prioritize the Roshan. The nice minus armor 4. And this is going to be an easy one.
Secret's been playing very, very smart. They just wait for every time one calls good position with global, they get a kill. And for some reason, even eccentric that fight either without the Timbersaw, and I don't know if it's something like that.
Timbersaw really wanted to go. He might be enough damage to kill out Zai. He does with the Chakram. Charge is coming in. Cass is going to bounce a couple times. Maledict's going to tell if that connected. Looks like it missed completely. Yang Spin to win onto Puppy. Has pretty much no mana to speak of. Pops his wand, but it looks like it's going to be all for naught. And down he goes. And Inflame actually came all the way in. Wanted to go for a kill on support, but just gets Avalanche to the face. Gets another strike off, but will soon fall to the IO.
They have to kill Wiz.
Oh my god, that toss from Arteezy. S4 with the peak. That is a scary-ass target. A golden bristleback coming at you at ridiculous speeds. And it's a 15-8 advantage for Secret, as they're just going to steal Ancients from EHOME. EHOME's side of the map. And unfortunately, I mean, for EHOME, we haven't seen... Like, OD I thought was a good pick, we just haven't really seen it come to fruition at all. And the Timbersaw, good against melee heroes. It's just, at the end of the day, I feel like the global silence against the Timbersaw is so big.
They are always taking fights 4-on-5, and the Secret always gets a pick-off, and then they're always willing to fight when it's 5-on-4. And then EHOME, they can't ever get a 5-on-5 fight that they want because of the Blink Call global. So, I mean, it's somewhat of a vision issue because they can't get kills with Spirit Breaker, but it's also because of the impact of the first 5-10 minutes of the game, where the supports are strong enough to withstand a solo Spirit Breaker, and they can move around doing what they want. And then they didn't shut down Axe hard enough. He still got 15-minute bit booster and now that he did not get the Aegis,
Oh, Berserker's Call is going to cancel the TP through the Blade Fury and chop Zai. Another kill goes his way. He's 2. I thought he had more kills, but he did sacrifice his life a few times top. Can we look, the courier that died, do we know what was on that? It was 2,500 gold. Just a bunch of recipes. That's like, finish up the Bloodstone for Ohio. That's pretty big that he
did it die again?
Get that. No, that was from a couple minutes.
I thought it died again. I was like,
He finally gets his Bloodstone.
the Bloodstone
minutes in.
is actually a big pickup. If he had Bloodstone when they picked him up, he would have been able to come to that fight mid, maybe kill Bristleback after he used BKB, or maybe even during, or right before rather.
Oh, Inflame. Zai's gonna find him. Blink, Berserker's Call. Last word as well. He's gonna charge on the Puppy and attempt to run away. Battle Hunger level 4 chop might be enough. I think he's gonna have it. No! Well, that's a tanky mother effer in that Spirit Breaker, I suppose, even without a lot of farm. Arteezy gonna toss the target away. I think he'll run away himself. Here goes the Astral Prison. Global Silence used a little bit early. We'll see if Kurokin can relocate out. And away he goes! They get a kill. That's like a look-away 3-point shot. It's one of those amazing, very confident plays, if you will. He's going to come back with Arteezy. I don't know if they were expecting that. Avalanche toss combination. He's going to take an Astral Imprisonment. Zai really wants to initiate. He's going to destroy Zai along with his Sanity's Eclipse. And Arteezy, look at how much damage he takes to that Arcanum. He doesn't have the Aegis first. We'll be back very shortly. Puppy on the run through the river. Kuroki's the one we're focusing on. Looks like Puppy will fall with one more right click from that OD. And Kuroki as well. He has it in 3 seconds. It's not going to be in time. Another Astral Imprisonment just kiting the crap out of this Tiny. Puppy will actually get out with that TP. And Bushi will not be so lucky that he's chopped into the ground himself. Flame comes up with a charge of himself, the Yanks. Don't think he has anything to work with, just gets destroyed. Arteezy can just 1v3, no problem. Avalanche toss again, Ohio. He has Timber Chain up very shortly. We'll get up to the cliff. And he's gonna live to see another day, but Secret, this Tiny, man. You cannot underestimate this Aghanim Scepter.
They've been doing a really good job of kiting. Secret has been.
I can't believe Puppy lived through that. Was insane.
Yeah, Puppy lived and Kuro lived throughout that initial burst when Tiny was astraled. Like he's very, very smart about knowing when the opponent is going to focus him. And he, like, after he relocated, he defensively tethered to a creep to get some distance.
Man, those creeps have been big this game. Yeah. MVP creeps for sure. Looks like we have another SN. Okay, can you tell me why SNY is just have like a resurgence out of nowhere? It seems. I mean,
he's just stacking move speed.
Like the only thing that's changed though is the sound effect. Like nothing has changed the stats, right?
Well, a lot of,
in the recent times,
the heroes need move speed. They get kite a lot. Troll plus Bristle. You know, it's a different meta than before.
Arteezy's gonna find him. He's gonna miss unless he wanted to put those on the creep. Actually, no, he didn't use it. There it is. Flame. He's gonna get the Nether Strike. Never mind. That is like the most impossible spell to get off, I feel. Of course, Global Silence helps quite a bit in that regard. Ohio already at half health. Kuroki stuck in the trees. That's the target they want to go for, and they blow him up. He doesn't seem to care. He just wants to kill everybody. DBC takes an avalanche, tosses up, can't quite get in range. He continues to chop. There's the toss. One more right click to do it. And Mushi wants to continue to fight. Or does he take the battle hunger from Zai, who's come to this fight? Omni Slash applied to Arteezy. Zai's going to try to share the damage. Arteezy extremely low. EHOME. Can they take out Arteezy? It's not looking like he's going to do it. You're right, the kiting is just out of control right now. And Puppy, with those orb attacks, Berserker's Call is going to help finish off Ohio with the chop. Blink Dagger picks up. I think he bought that after he died, actually. Which means he's definitely not going to have buyback right now.
Yeah, the kiting
Secret can just continue.
is really, really good. I mean, that was Tiny without a Wisp.
Yep.
And without the sustain, without the damage reduction, without the move speed, they still can't kill Arteezy.
Did Kuroki buy back from
Yes,
that?
he did.
Okay. So big cost of buyback, but definitely worth it. They're going to get the tier 3, if not more. Permanent damage to this range rack. Yang already used his Omni Slash. And the initiation, no. Just trying to do a little bit of damage, kind of a bit. Arteezy going to get spun on, but he's one right click. Look at how much damage that ends up doing. We got to try to focus on Kuroki. He's continuing to try taking Arcane Orbs. Sanity's Eclipse is used. Not doing that much. S4 is completely devoid of mana, however, but they can continue to touch on Mushi. Arteezy, back in the fray, I think, tosses Ohio into the air. BKB popped by S4. And here comes the Berserker Call on 2. One chop. Yang getting extremely low. Another chop to follow. I'm sure he has no mana, though. 3 dead for EHOME. And with this might be GG. Easy racks for Secret. They're going to at least get 2 lanes, if not more. They can just go full throne, I think, and they're going to do just that. Arteezy's just been an absolute beast. Kuroki does get destroyed, the burst damage of Ohio, but it doesn't seem like Secret cares. They have the damage they need. They take out 1 tier 4. The second one is at half HP. They're going to back up. They're going to play it safe. Is Roshan up? Is he coming back soon?
It's been
a while.
7.
Okay. So we'll know in a little less than a minute when he's going to be up.
So things might be a little bit different now that Timbersaw has a blink, because now they actually have a good way of getting to the Wisp. I think they were relying on Spirit Breaker to be able to charge him early on in the fights, but as we can tell, that has just not worked out. Arteezy almost always avalanches him upon arrival, and they can't ever hold the Wisp in place. But now that they have the blink, they don't really need to hold him in place. They just blink, use Chakram, Whirling Death, Timber Chain combo, and maybe like an OD ult or a Juggernaut Omni Slash on top of it, and then Wish would die. And Wish doesn't have buyback, so I mean they maybe can take advantage of this.
Do you think it was a mistake to go for the tier 4s instead of mid?
I mean they still
wait,
got a lot.
mid, there's tier 2 mid.
They still got a lot
I
of
didn't
damage.
realize.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. They only lost a Wisp, so.
BKB now on Arteezy, along with a Mask of Madness. And he is going to be, I mean, as if he wasn't doing enough damage before, just getting disgusting.
Yeah, isn't it a little ridiculous that a Tiny can go Mask of Madness versus this lineup and not really feel scared?
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
Arteezy,
he gets, oh god. Oh god, God help us all. Double damage, Arteezy. Soft Gears, Mask of Mana. Let's see how fast he takes this tower down. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just call it 4. Got bad RNG.
Are they not even they better respect this?
Yeah. Oh my god. It's actually taking this tower out faster. Victim now again a cast. Death Ward is used, which means Secret's going to be delayed just a bit. Wait for the Maledict, healing back up thanks to Kuroki. And Flame charges in, and there you go. Just like you're talking about, Kuroki's the target of choice, but the silence is there for Puppy. The Blade Nail makes literally no difference against Puppy. Look at that Blade because of the BKB. He's just going to apply all his pressure to Mushi. He's forced that himself up the cliff. He's going to live for now. He's actually stuck in the trees. Oh boy. Hopefully he can get out soon. They're going to try to eat their way out. I don't know, but this Rax is going to be down before he gets out of the tree. Alright, Chakra finally, here comes the initiation. This might be the last stand for EHOME. They've lost 2 in this engagement, along with the melee rack. Arteezy, avalanche on 2, toss again. Zai initiates. He ain't getting to half HP. Chop is not enough for Zai, but the chop from Arteezy will do just fine. Ohio, Timber chains to a melee tree and suicides himself at the end of the day.
That is GG. You know, all Wisp decks usually should revolve around the Wisp, and they can't do that. That is the most apparent thing to me in this game that
Maybe he should have rushed the blink instead of, I mean, the Bloodstone took a long.
No, his whole team couldn't get to him. Spirit Breaker couldn't get to him. Juggernaut, he has to like spin in.
Right.
OD cannot force snap in, and Witch Doctor is just going to die in like 2 hits.